So I just turned on this gospel song that I hadn't listened to in a long time, right? And the first thing came to my mind when I turned it on, I say, hey, man, I ain't listened to you in a minute. And then I thought about how my wife would play the music at the house and how it hadn't been playing in a while, because it used to just play all day on low, you know. And I just thought about all that, right? And I said, you know what? I say, but listening to it is still not enough. And when I thought about that, I thought about the lectures and everything else. And I say, listening to this stuff, listening to the lectures, listening to the music, reading the books, it's not enough. Why is it not enough? I'm not saying it's not good. It's a plus because it's a program. It's a part of the program. But guess what? I learned that if we're not applying everything that we learn as we learn it, because the front, what you call it, the frontal lobe or whatever that part of the brain is called, that stores like your conscious activity, that stores new stuff. It only has so much room when you're learning something. And so whenever that piles up with so much information, it has to get rid of stuff in order to collect other stuff right there. But it's only when you do it and do it and do it and apply it and apply it and apply it, do it then removes it from here and stores it like in a subconscious mind, where it's like operating without even consciously having to think about it. So it's a learning of something and then applying it. Learn a new word, using it in a conversation, right? Learning little tricks or whatever with editing or with trading or in stocks or whatever it is, right? We learn it. We listen to it. We speak about it, right? We bring it out, putting it back in. We're trying to reinforce the program, right? So we learn it, applying it. Why are we applying it? We're applying it so it can become a part of who I am. Have you ever heard the saying that, be careful what you listen to? Be careful what you lean your ear towards. Because what you listen to will become what you think about. Be careful what you think about. Because what you think about will be the things that you speak about. Be careful what you speak about, because what you speak about becomes a part of what you begin to exercise, what you begin to do, why you make certain decisions and why you don't, why you participate in this, that, and other, and why you don't. Be careful what you do, and be careful what you don't do. Why? Because that then becomes habit forming for you. It becomes instinctive. Again, applying, learn, do it. It pushes it to the subconscious mind. It becomes instinctive to you. Be careful of your habits. Why? Because your habits become a part of your character. Your character is that which people know you by. I remember I tell people, I say, I don't know you, but I know your type. Why? Because I know your characteristics. The stuff that you display. I don't have to know you perfectly. I don't have to know you personally. I know your type, man. We have, a lot of times we like to think that we're so different, and we are to a certain degree. We have the potential to be distinguishable and great. However, our character types make us more common than we realize. Man, I was thinking I'm gonna share something with you. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be transparent about honesty, right? And it's one thing about me that, before I say that, let me say this here. So one of the things that I realized when I was coming in and out of prison, right, is that I didn't know how to change. I didn't know how to deal with life no other way than I had been dealing with life. I honestly was dealing with life, like genuinely, in the best way that I knew how. And how I grew up with the programs that I had. My instinctive response to life was what it was. If you disrespected me, you got a certain response from me. If I was broke, if I was hungry, if I was in need, if I got horny, I just dealt with life the way I knew how. You understand what I'm saying? So when I got locked up this third time, I seen parole after 4.5 years for the first time. When I come out, dudes like, hey man, I wish you well. I hope you go home. Woo woo woo. I tell them, hey man, I'm not even ready to go home. Why? They saying, why? What you mean? They don't know the fact that I was suicidal before I came in, and really still was having a problem with trying to find value in life, in the way that I understood it, in the way I perceived life. I couldn't find value in life. So I was still on the brink of just wanting to be done with it all. I didn't understand my role and my activity or the hand how my hand was a part of me coming in and out of prison. I didn't understand that really. I couldn't get it together. You feel what I'm saying? Even though every time I came home, I had my mind set on staying home. So why am I steady suffering? Been suffering since the 4th grade consciously. So why am I steady suffering with in and out of prison when my heart was always right? My mind, the program, my activity was wrong. So I told them, brother, I say, man, you know what? I don't want to go home because I don't know how to respond to life no other way than I've been responding to life. So I knew that I needed to change my response. How did I know that? I don't know. God just sent me that. You need to change your response to life because it's always going to be problems. You're always going to have a time when you don't have. You're always going to have times when you're in need, whether it's sexual or whatever else. How are you going to respond, man? You can't keep responding the way you've been responding because you're not going to make it that way. So I remember it was this song by the Biden Boys out of Houston called I Done Thought of Many Ways. I want to say without the ghetto, in the ghetto getting paid, something like that. But it was about, the concept of the song was about just all these different ways to make money, right? So I said to myself, there's a million ways that I can respond to things. And that's what I have to develop. I have to develop them in a way to where it's not just a conscious response, it's an instinctive response. Why is it that when I'm broke, my instinctive response was to go rob or to commit some kind of crime? That was my instinctive response. It wasn't to go work. It wasn't to go to McDonald's and get a job. Even though the level of working at McDonald's is equivalent for a grown person anyway to be working free in prison. Dudes, I ain't finna go work in no fast food, but you gonna work free in prison. You're going to go work the fields in prison. You feel what I'm saying? What I'm talking about here is about ideals in the mind and becoming an embodiment, becoming a part of your character, becoming who you are. A lot of times we love to say, this is who I am. This is when who you are talking about you are is who the word has made you to be. It ain't who you have been trying to strive to become. The unlearning and relearning process. It's you claiming what this world done shaped you into. You know, that happened, I got out, right? And so, the point that I said I was going to be honest with about and transparent about is that I've had, I don't know when it started, but I know at a very young age, and I believe it happened probably with older women playing with me as a kid, flirting with me or whatever, and me just seeing too much activity between grown people at a young age that I shouldn't have been private to. I shouldn't have been able to see. You feel what I'm saying? And it opened up a desire that shouldn't have been open at the age it had been open, right? And what I'm talking about is my love for women. I have an indescribable love, appreciation, value, attraction for beautiful women, period. And I'm saying so much so to where it's still a battle for me to keep it in check. But the thing that helps me keep it in check is one, me knowing that I despise drama more than I value it. I value her. You feel what I'm saying? I might look this, that, and other, but I'm not, the reason why the value or my attraction for her won't allow me to get outside of my marriage or get outside, you know, get a tripping or whatnot, is because I don't want the drama that come with it. I don't want to have to be exhausting myself with lies. I don't want my name or my character to be destroyed as a liar and a cheater, right? As a result of that activity. So it's the consequence. And I'm gonna tell you something just to add with that, is that me being able to connect to the weight of consequence. I emphasize the weight that you feel when you're under consequence. Me being able to connect with that happened in this third time of me being in prison. I knew right from wrong. I knew things carried a consequence before I got locked up this last time. But I could not connect myself mentally to the weight of consequence to the point to where I can think about doing the thing, but can envision or feel the weight of what if this happened though, or that happens though. You see, one of the reasons why a lot of us today can know what we're doing is wrong but still do it, why we are so disconnected from our activity and how it affects other people, or how our activity may bring about results in our life that we don't want, is because we're not connected to the weight of consequence. And it's only the weight of consequence, when you're dealing with the consequence, that makes you regret doing what you've done. You either gonna become regretful or you're gonna become a victim and point the finger. It's one of the two things gonna happen. And whenever you start becoming a victim and pointing the finger, you're bound to repeat yourself. It's only when you really begin to be purged by the regret and the weight of consequence that you are in a position of really not possibly not repeating yourself. Because when things get good again, you know, once Allah said He gets you, when you pray for Him to get you to the other side, this is in the Holy Quran. And once you got there, you forgot all about Allah. This happens in real life every day. Why am I talking about all this, man? I'm talking about this because what I see is a need for us to stop just saying stuff. Stop just thinking, oh, I got faith, or I believe. You know, I'm this, that, whatever it is. And not understand that faith, belief, love, so many different things is an activity. It requires something of you. It's a duty. You know, I'm gonna say this in closing, man. Yeah, so that's the thing that keeps me in check with that. I don't want the drama. I care enough about my name. I'm trying to, you know, I'm gonna say this in closing. The teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, taught by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, plays a vital role in my life today in regards to why I strive to be who I'm striving to be. Because if I was not him, I wouldn't have that force in me that makes me not want to deal with the drama, to not want to be seen a certain way. When me and my wife separated for a year at one time, one of the reasons why I didn't do what I typically would do, and that's hit the clubs, meet people, start kicking it, whatever, because that's what I used to do to move on mentally and emotionally. The reason why I couldn't do it this time, although it was an inclination, was because, one, it really wasn't who I am no more. Two, it didn't make sound sense for me to go and deal with a woman who possessed all these characteristic traits that was issues in my marriage. That didn't make no sense. And three, my value and respect for my brothers and sisters in the nation, and me not wanting to misrepresent them. Me not wanting to misrepresent the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Me not wanting to misrepresent the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I mean, so many of our people don't understand or don't appreciate, I'll put it like that, don't appreciate the work and the teachings of the Nation of Islam enough. But yeah, knowing is not enough. So many people love to say what they know already. Tell somebody something I know. But the only reason I told you because, I mean, going by what I see going on here, I couldn't tell you already knew that. Why? Because in my thinking, what we know should be a part of who we are, or a part of our activity into some kind of form, way, or fashion, unless we knew something and just didn't value the information. And to me, it's still not even significant. To me, it's not significant even to say I know something if I just didn't, I don't value the information. You know, I mean, but anyway, you know, I've said enough and I've said a lot. That was something that when I first started playing that song, Jehovah Jireh, that's a song that my wife will play a lot. And so it became a song that I really enjoy. But that song, Jehovah Jireh, it's a very, like, it just, you know, so when I heard it, it immediately conjured all these thoughts and feelings of it. So I wanted to share that with you. Peace and blessings. I pray that it inspired or moved someone in their perspective. And that perspective then translates into an activity that begins to shape who you are, who you think you are, and to shape you into the God that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us about, and that it moves you in the way to where it causes you to grow, evolve into who we are really supposed to be. And our reality is in the reflection and activity in the will of Allah. Anything that's not reflecting Him in His perfection is not who we are, and it is not of Him. For Jesus said, be ye perfect as He is perfect. Or am I perfect? I think He said as He is perfect. Be ye perfect as He is perfect. I think He was saying God at the time. So forgive me for that part. I thought I had a brain fart. I want to say be ye perfect as He is perfect. But anyway, a lot of us don't even prescribe to the idea of perfection. We think we can't be perfect. We don't. Perfection is the true reflection of God, and Allah created us to be gods, a reflection of the Most High God, the vessels and embodiment of the Most High God. That it is only Allah that can cause the dead to come to life, that can make the blind see and the deaf hear. So at any given time that happens through us, that is God, not us, and that is the overall objective. That's who we should be striving to be.